am excited because I just saw video footage of Aaliyah Boston in the gym getting her one-on-one workout on with the new player development coach, Keith Porter.
Imagine this, it's the offseason, and two WNBA stars, both renowned for their inside game, are hitting the gym. One is working relentlessly on post moves and her mid-range shot, while the other is launching threes like she's Steph Curry. This isn't a fictional scenario, it's the real-life story of Aaliyah Boston and Angel Reese, whose off-season training routines couldn't be more different. In this video, we'll dive deep into the contrasting approaches these two bigs are taking to improve, how their choices could shape their careers.
There's footage out there of Angel working on her game, in the lab as they say, and mostly what we see is Angel shooting three-pointers.
And why fans are buzzing over Boston's work ethic while calling out Reese for her latest stunt. Ready to explore? Let's go. Now picture Aaliyah Boston, sweat dripping as she...
Not reset, so do what you did, like reset and throw something to me and reset. Not that me. Oh, that's good. Yeah. That's good.
She focuses intently on perfecting her footwork in the paint. The basketball world is buzzing because her off-season workout video just dropped, sending shockwaves through WNBA circles. Fans are on the edge of their seats, eager to see how Boston is preparing to elevate her game for the upcoming season. But this isn't just a typical highlight reel, this is serious, gritty work that has everyone talking. Boston is not just going through the motions, she's pushing herself to the limit, working on left-handed finishes and powering through contact. This kind of training is what separates the good players from the great ones. The Indiana Fever is fully committed to Boston's development too. Get this, the Fever flew.
What up, Fever family? It's Coach Keith Porter. Today I got Aaliyah Boston in the gym. We've been working on some footwork, getting up and down the floor. Just working on being better today. Are you ready for my hit? We'll make 5 4 hours. Honey to you. Those are backwards. Yeah. So eventually we're gonna get to like our whole set, but we're gonna isolate every single action and motion in it. Yeah. So this is just one of those fucked up motions.
Their new player development coach, Keith Porter, all the way to Massachusetts just to work with her. That's dedication. Porter is confident, calling Boston one of the brightest prospects in women's basketball. And after seeing this workout, it's hard to argue. Boston already boasts impressive numbers, shooting 55.2% from the field in her first 2 seasons with the Fever, but she's not resting on her laurels. Her off-season grind is all about taking her game to the next level, focusing on mid-range jumpers, post moves, and footwork.
5 each hand, so it'll be here, hit you in the pocket. I want you off 2 to start off. Slow. Yep. Take a second, less jumper, more float. So more like a flick. Okay. Yep. Wow, that was really good. That's my damn self. Yes.
Through various game scenarios. It's a masterclass in becoming a more versatile player. But here's where it gets really exciting, Boston's mid-range game is smoother than ever. Why does this matter? Think about how it complements Caitlin Clark's playing style. Clark is known for her ability to break down defenses and penetrate, and with Boston's improved mid-range game, she'll be in a prime position to capitalize on every opening Clark creates. It's a dynamic 1-2 punch that could leave defenses scrambling all season long. Even Clark herself couldn't hide her excitement when Boston's video dropped, commenting, "Got me fired up." When your star teammate is hyped like that, you know you're doing something right. But Boston's work ethic is just part of the story.
Okay, now the same thing off the left. This one might make more sense, well, the last one as well. Just like running forward. You get caught like that. Instead of opening up. Yeah, more of like a forward pivot, you just run into it. There we go.
This video isn't just about one player putting in the effort, it's about a team with a vision, a coaching staff that goes the extra mile, and a young star who isn't afraid to push herself to new heights. The combination of Boston's natural talent, work ethic, and the Fever's investment in her development is a recipe for greatness. These moves in the viral video are just the beginning. There's more to come, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's...
Yep. There we go. Move out the way. Yep. There we go. The next one, fans calling the speaking bump, right? Now we're getting right back into that touch shot. Hitting. There you go. You're bumping me and standing. Bump me, stay low. That's right, when you're here, stay here and then explode. What you're doing, you're hitting, fully extended, now you're killing your leg drive. No, you're not getting it. Yeah, they playing. Sit. One more down. Yeah, that's all. Go the other way. Yep. There it is.
Next. Meanwhile, another WNBA star has also dropped a workout video, but this one's raising eyebrows for all the wrong reasons. Enter Angel Reese, a 6'3" forward who, like Boston, is expected to dominate in the paint. So what's she working on in her latest video? 3-pointers. Yes, you heard that right, 3-pointers. The internet has been buzzing, and not in a positive.
That Aaliyah Boston was going to come ready to ball. And so when I see footage like this and see the moves that they're working on, I feel really good about that because I think it portends wonderful, wonderful things.
Way. Fans are left scratching their heads, wondering if Reese has forgotten her bread and butter game as a post player. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Notice how Reese's video is full of quick cuts, showing a series of isolated clips but never consecutive shots. It's almost like watching
the lack of, well, proof that she's been in the gym working on her craft, trying to hone her skills after what can only be described as one of the worst shooting seasons anybody's ever seen in the history of basketball.
Highlight reel without any highlights. How long did it take to film this video? A few hours? Half a day? No one knows for sure. Let's break down the numbers. Last season, Reese shot just 44.5% from under 5 feet, essentially missing more than half of her layups. And nearly 40% of her rebounds came from her own missed shots. With stats like these, is this really the time for Reese to focus on channeling her inner Steph Curry? But wait, there's more. Where's the coaching staff from the Chicago Sky during all of this? Nowhere to be found. Unlike the Fever, who sent their coach across the country to work with Boston, Reese is left to train with just her personal trainer and a camera crew. Fans are roasting Reese online for this, and some of the comments are brutal. One tweet reads, "Reese needs to get back in the paint and leave the 3-pointers to someone else." The contrast between these two players couldn't be more stark, and the reactions online speak volumes about the differing approaches to focus on layups, not logos. Ouch, but can you really blame them? So, what's going on?
When she was literally the most inefficient player within 5 foot in all of the WNBA. Any which way you put it, she shot bad from the field. All right, she's 6'3" and she plays under the basket, and she shot 39.1% from the field.
Fans aren't holding back either. They're roasting Reese online, and some of these comments are brutal. One tweet reads,
"Here. Is Reese genuinely trying to expand her game, or is this just a misguided attempt to grab attention?" Either way, it's clear that her approach couldn't be more different from Boston's laser-focused grind. While one player is working hard to dominate her position, the other seems to be chasing social media fame. One thing is crystal clear: not all off-season training is created equal. Boston is putting in the work where
I'm trying to figure out why she's putting so much time in developing an outside shot when she works under the basket, primarily. You get a rebound, or you're going to try to run out there all of a sudden and shoot a 3, even though you got perimeter players that are standing around waiting for you to pass them the ball so they can shoot wide open shots. It could potentially be a horrible season for the Chicago Sky.
it counts, while Reese might want to reconsider her focus. But the story of these two bigs is far from over. Stick around as we dive deeper into their basketball strategies. If you've made it this far and are enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We really appreciate you. Now, let's talk shooting form. Think you know what good shooting mechanics look like? Prepare to have your assumptions challenged.
I believe Aaliyah Boston is going to come in ready. This last season, she was out of shape, and many of them have said they didn't quite know what they were getting. They weren't prepared for the passes, Caitlin. They weren't prepared to get up and down the floor. Obviously, the more this team can get out on the break and run and not have to grind it out in the paint, the better.
We're about to compare two vastly different techniques. It's like comparing apples to something definitely not an apple. Trust me, after this, you'll never look at a jump shot the same way. Let's start with Aaliyah Boston. Her form is
This is what it's supposed to look like when you're the shooting arm. It's like a waiter carrying a tray, right? It's like the waiter carrying the tray. That's how you want it nice and high. You don't want the ball down here.
Book high release point, perfect alignment. It's like watching a masterclass in shooting technique. When she squares up, her arms create a beautiful right angle, and the ball rests high above her head. This isn't just for show. That high release makes it much harder for defenders to block, and the alignment ensures consistent shots. Now, let's compare that to Angel Reese's form. Well,
okay, so here you see she's being fed the ball. She's in the right corner. She gets the ball, and again, if you're gonna work on expanding your game, okay, but at least make sure that your technique is right. So I'm hoping that this guy and whoever else works with her will work on her technique, because I don't care how many you shoot like this with nobody guarding you. If your technique is not right, you might get a few here or there by happenstance or whatever, but you're not going to consistently knock down shots.
let's just say it's unique. The ball is low, almost at chest level, and her wrists cross during the release, a huge red flag in basketball. It's like trying to drive a car with the steering wheel upside down. Sure, you might get where you're going, but it won't be.
Sure, you might get where you're going, but it's not going to be a smooth ride.
Her arms, her wrists are crossed. Her wrists are crossed, which is the wrong form. Your wrist should not be crossed. You should be totally aligned to your target. So this means that her shooting hand, which is her left, is crossing over. Her elbow, therefore, jutting out.
A smooth ride. But here's where it gets interesting. Boston isn't just focused on her jumper. She's working on all the fundamentals for a big post moves, mid-range game, the whole package. Her workouts are a symphony of footwork, power moves, and finesse. It's clear she's building a complete arsenal to dominate in the paint. Reese, on the other hand, is attempting a step-back three-pointer, something that, in a real game, could easily result in a turnover. For a player who struggles with accuracy around the basket, this shift in focus is puzzling.
Angel is here. Watch this. Look how far out the ball is. Look how far out she's showing the defense. I'm telling you right now, that's what you call cookies. Cookies for days is what we say when we get our hands on the basketball that is shown to us in that way.
The difference couldn't be clearer. One player is focused on refining her craft, building on strengths, and addressing weaknesses, while the other seems to be chasing social media likes rather than real, on-court improvement. So what does all of this mean for their futures? Will Boston's dedication translate into dominance on the court? And can Reese adjust before it's too late? The answers to these questions could shape the future of the WNBA. Let's fast forward to the 2000s.
And it just leaves you scratching your head as to what exactly is going on. Is Angel Reese trying to be an influencer, or is she trying to be a basketball player?
2025 season. The Indiana Fever are on fire, and guess who's leading the charge? Aaliyah Boston. Her hard work has paid off big time. Caitlin Clark drives to the rim, draws two defenders, and kicks it out to an open Boston. Her improved mid-range game opens up the floor, creating a dynamic duo that has defenders scrambling. Boston's efficiency is through the roof, and she's dominating on both ends of the court. Meanwhile, in Chicago, Angel Reese is struggling. Her three-point experiment hasn't paid off, and she's having difficulty making an impact in the paint where she should be thriving. The Fever have a clear strategy built around Boston, Clark, Mitchell, and Hull to create a powerhouse.
You're going to have to play in the half court as well. And this is what she needs to be working on these things. The places where she's likely to be playing in a game.
The Chicago Sky are left wondering how to get Reese back on track. But it's not just about stats. Boston's work ethic is contagious, and the entire Fever team is elevating their game. They're pushing each other in practice, and it's showing on the court. They're not just winning games, they're changing the culture of their franchise. As we wrap up, one question remains: what's next for these two rising stars? Will Boston continue her ascent to WNBA royalty? Can Reese find her way and fulfill her potential? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure: the decisions they're making now will shape their careers in ways they may not even.
After not being ready to start the last season, now they know they got to be in shape. They want to be in shape because they believe the sky's the limit.
Even realize. Aaliyah Boston's focused training shows us the power of strategic improvement. She's not just working hard, she's working smart, honing the skills that will make her unstoppable. Angel Reese's approach is a reminder that flashy videos don't win championships, hard work and smart training do. For all the young ballers out there dreaming of WNBA stardom, take note: Instagram likes won't help you when you're facing down a tough defender in the fourth quarter. As the new season approaches, all eyes are on the players and what they do on the court. Who will rise to the occasion? Who will fall short? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure: the choices they're making now will echo throughout their careers. The ball's in their court, let's see what they do with it.